Racing is a very highly competitive sport. Racers want the best. The challenge is giving them what they want. You can't never just sit and be status quo. You got to either keep going up or else you're going to go down.
That's just where the company was founded. We'd never had a vision how big it was going to be, but our roots are here in this town, and it's a legacy we're building lap after lap here at Five Star. Coming after my father, he cut his teeth and worked extremely hard over the years, and I went to the racetrack with him. The company started around the same time I was born. It's all I know. It's what I love. It's my passion, and I carry my dad's passion. I want to carry his vision into the future.
If we don't solve our customers' problems, somebody else will. So that kind of drove me and all of our people here to, move forward with innovation and everything else. That's kind of what set the trajectory for our business. There was no aftermarket homemade body panels at the time. It was all factory parts, so it took a little bit of time, but it did. They weren't great, but they did the job, and not expecting it to be anything more than just a favor for the guy that worked across the street. The Monday after the race, I went over to see him to see how the parts performed, and the first words out of his mouth were, "We have to make more." He realized that everybody came, and the pitch came to him and wanted to know where they got those parts, because they need them too.
I would say we have built a team that thrives on growth and challenge. We love the chase, we love the problem solving, and it really just pushes us to be better. Growth comes with growing pains, but we'd rather be moving fast than standing still.
Every day we're pushing the limits at what we're capable of producing. When all signs point to something's not possible, that's when we thrive. We come in and we get creative, we figure out how to do it, how to get the job done, and go the extra mile to get things over the finish line.
We had a local homegrown engineering department that was developing world-class, second-to-none products. And it's really that came out of not necessarily formalized training. It came out of good people working together to continue to go forward, can continue to evolve and drive innovation. I don't think anybody wants to stay at a place that is static. Or declining, right? Nobody's going to be challenged by their own personal growth, their career growth. To balance all of that for every stakeholder that we serve, we have to keep innovating and staying ahead of the technology.
When I started at Five Star, the biggest thing was the transition over to CAD modeling as our base. So truly building a digital twin of all of our products. So when we're going fast and we're taking on a lot of projects, prioritizing those projects, making sure they're on time and they're within budget. If we go over budget or we're late, we're either going to miss the grid or we're going to be too expensive for our customers. So having that process there and the right people to execute is really helping us keep all of our ducks in a row.
All that data that I hear and getting feedback from the racers and the race departments swims in my head, and I think about visuals and how that translates into a new product. And that discovery portion for me in that next phase of sketching is really exciting. Being reintroduced to sprint cars was like a kid in a candy store. They're so cool and their proportions are so radical and kind of hot rod-esque that they're beautiful in their own chassis and their stance.
We have world-class scan data. We have world-class modelers. What we're able to do is we are able to, assess what's currently out there in the competition. With Frank, we're able to design really cool, kick-ass products. With the world-class scan data, it's a unique situation where you get to have high-quality A-class servicing with well thought out CFD design with the inputs of the customer. And one additional thing that we do have that is really useful is we have the ability to 3D print our designs, so it makes for quick iterations and helps bring to life designs early on so that we can either catch things and improve things early on.
This is actually a 3D printed smaller scale mold of this nose piece. And then we scaled it up to an actual mold, put that in our rotary thermoforming machines, and we thermoformed some of our super durable plastic on that mold, all within a few days. This is the famous clear hood we manufactured. We installed it on a race car with the Schnee Lawson guys at Odessa Speedway. We added a bunch of these yarn tufts, both on the outside and the underside, to really get a sense of what the airflow is doing on top of the hood and underneath the hood.
We're just excited about getting this new big market. I've been a sprint car fan my whole life, and we've never done anything in sprint cars. I was thinking, man, we do so many things for race cars out there. We're ignoring this one market, and it aggravated me. And it's going gangbusters, and we want to be more a part of it. And we feel like we brought the perfect weapon. Like I said, it checks all the boxes. There's no reason why anybody will want to run anything else than this 5-star sprint car body.
I think the hardest part of the job that people don't see is all the work that goes in behind the scenes. They see parts on the track and they think, oh, that's just a part, that's easy to make. There's a lot of hours designing, planning it, sanding, welding, finishing, so everything fits all the tolerances that we need to fit for all the divisions that we use. When installing the body, our fitment is second to none. It is the best that there is, it's repeatable. I know if I have to change a fender or a door, I just take it off and it fits right on there the way it's supposed to without any modifications.
A lot of us have experience out in the field in racing that we can relate to the customer and what they're going through. A lot of times they're calling us with a problem and are looking for a solution, and we can help guide them through that process for them.
But me being a racer myself, it's awesome to work at such a place like 5-Star Bodies. And, you know, I get to test some of the new products sometimes. And sometimes we need to go back to the drawing board, make things a little bit better. But it's great to be able to test those before we send it out to the mass market to make sure that they're exactly right for everybody, because we want to make sure that we are 100% accurate in what we're putting out in the market. We don't want to ever have any sort of faulty part go out to another racer that might cost them a race or cut down a tire. And that's one really good thing about the materials here at 5-Star is we're trying to allow cars to have maybe a little bit more impact that's not going to end your race. I mean, back in the day, the sheet metal, you got some severe sheet metal damage, it might end your race because your aero is off or because it cut your tire down because it got into your tire. And now with the high impact plastic materials and the advanced lightweight composites, I mean, it really gives racers the best chance to win.
Yeah, you've seen the late model guys who are kind of ahead of the times compared to us, you know, on all their technology, and MD3 and 5-Star Bodies are really the leading brand for the late model stuff. So, you know, it kind of makes common sense that they're the same way with this stuff, with the big blocks, and we're really proud to be a part of their program. We made the switch to 5-Star Bodies just because the composite panels, you know, it saves you a lot of time not hammering out tin all the time. You know, your stuff looks a lot better throughout the year. Honestly, it's pretty well just a cost savings, I believe. You know, it's really nice to be able to just push it back out and go back to the next one.
Run the 5-Star composite panels on the right side of the Barron's 3 car. It's gonna be very, very durable. You know, it should be able to save some racers money by not having to replace the aluminum panels all the time. And you can run these and flatten them out and put them back on.
We don't run the door bar in the bottom, so that saves us weight and everything. The plastic, anytime we get into anybody or anything else, it just bounces right back. It's an awesome product.
I would say very rarely do we get through a couple months without needing to replace right rear quarter panels, and we really, you know, with the composite bodies, I'm impressed with what we're seeing, you know, how they hold up. They're very durable. They wash up really nice, and really, I think it's the longest they've had a quarter panel on the car where, you know, it's not destroyed, especially this time of the year.
So how many molds we got going on here right now?
Oh my God.
Is this an all-time record or what?
See, we've got We do have a very tight timeline right now and a lot of projects to roll out in the very near future. We're rolling out a new sprint car for the PRI show. We have a new Chevrolet Cup project going on. Almost through that now. There's never a shortage of work here, and that's what makes it so challenging and exciting.
Carl's built, 5-star on quality and customer service. I mean, that was pretty evident, from my first day here. We're not going to sacrifice, quality for anything, right? And so that expectation starts with me and the rest of the ops team. It's really keeping our finger on the pulse, and if there are issues, what are we doing to improve the process? I think it's celebrating the small wins, right? We've pushed more across the finish line in the last 2 months from a project standpoint than we have in 2 years, and I think it's setting aggressive expectations, having the follow through, celebrating the small wins as they go, and then you kind of look back and it's like, wow, we've accomplished a lot.
When I think about our team at 5-Star, I think of a group of people that are extremely motivated, who are dedicated to help the cause at 5-Star, who love helping our customers win, who are passionate, competitive, innovative. We love creative people here. We love taking on new challenges every day. We don't rest on our laurels. We don't accept the status quo. We're all about pushing the ball forward. So that's what I think about when I think of our team. Everybody around here that is the most successful is a creative problem solver, loves taking on new challenges, and wants to win and help our customers win.
When we first made those parts back in 1978, I kind of thought, wouldn't it be cool someday if we could make parts for NASCAR? As we moved forward and things progressed, and here NASCAR comes to us, and so now we're making parts for all of the NASCAR series. And when they have if they have a problem with something, they actually come to us and ask us our opinion, and if we could solve it. It's a real sense of accomplishment for me.
I think racing and families are synonymous with one another. Carl, our dad, is super encouraging. He's so excited about what we got going on. We're kind of taking this company that he built to foundationally a great level, and we really want to inject it with more horsepower and take it to the next level.